DZRJ-810 AM, the voice of the Philippines, proudly brings you Equal Justice. Find out the hottest legal issues of the week and hear the analysis. And now, here are your hosts, Attorney Ador Tolentino.
Yes to peace, no to BBM. Facebook. Okay, if you want to follow me.
Attorney June Kicho.
Kailangan ano kayo comfort level eh.
Exactly.
And Attorney Tiki Tabuhara.
Vice President Binay, pati si Pinoy, pati si Executive Secretary. Good afternoon, Philippines. Once again, it's another edition of Equal Justice. I'm your host, Attorney Tiki Tabuhara, and of course, with me is my partner,
Attorney June Kicho. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Should I say welcome back?
It's a happy afternoon.
Well, the topic for today is, of course, anti-violence against women, domestic violence, and how to avoid the pitfalls of spousal abuse.
Yes.
Meron naman siguro tayong expert dito, no? In fact, she's a lawyer, no? She's one of the foremost practitioners of family law in the Philippines, and she's also the national head of the National IBP, Legal Aid section, and she's also head of the Child Justice League, which is an NGO for children who are exploited and abused, no, by their parents and abandoned. So I'm talking about none other than Attorney. Of course, Bilusi daw. Dito, isasalita na siya. But she's also, would you know that yung guest natin yun was also a member of the team who convicted Congressman Romeo Holosos in 1993. Did you remember that case? Yung child abuse?
The Rosario Baluyo case.
So that could have...
Was it that?
Ayun, child abuse. Parang child abuse yun. Anyway,
okay.
Sige, pasalita natin siya.
But the victim was
a child. Yes, good afternoon, Tiki. Good afternoon, Mike Tocayo, Attorney June. I'm very honored and very pleased to be a guest this afternoon. Nakalimutan mo UP Wilusi sa dami na female involvements because these are
in law?
UP Wilusi, UP Women's Lawyers Circle. So, pag graduate ka ng UP College of Law na babae, automatic. Tapos warning ka, pasado ng baro. Automatic.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, well, hindi lang ako kliyente ngayon, ni Attorney Ambrosio. We have another client present.
Yes.
Hindi, magiging kliyente. But, of course, I'm talking about another UP graduate, no? Si Miss M, tawag natin si Miss M. Kasi we don't want to, may anak siya. So we don't want to expose the children to unnecessary publicity, no? But she's here to tell her story. And Miss M, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Ano ba sadya niyo rito? Naligaw
ako.
But she's actually a very talented creative writer from the UP. Meron silang organization sa UP, no? Yung creative...
Actually, I'm part of two UP orgs. One is Kontragapi, which is Contemporary Gamilang Pilipino. I'm one of the founders there. And then the other one is UP Grail, which is comic and literary based naman yung org.
So actually, kaya ko siya nakilala because my niece is a member of the same org. And we met there, and syempre nagko-connect na rin kami ng ballpen, ng fountain pen. So, and she happened to tell her story to me. So sabi ko, it's been going on for such a long time, no? Maybe you could tell us about it. Ano bang naging
Well, the thing was when nag-start yung, kasi he was...
You're married, right?
Yeah, I'm married and we're already, we've been separated for 8 years na. Yeah.
8 years?
8 years. I have 3 children and they're all in their teenage years naman na. The thing was, when we started out, we were friends. So, I never really saw na merong problem. Ngayon, friends kami. And then, along the way, nagka-developan. Tapos...
Kaklase mo yun?
Kaklase in another school, but not sa UP.
Kabatch.
Hindi naman.
Hindi.
Naging kaklase ko lang in certain class in another school, pero hindi ko naman siya. And the thing was, nung kasal na kami, the first time ko naranasang masaktan sa kanya was the first week ng marriage namin. Lumipad yung kamay niya.
First year.
Okay. Pero he promised to never do it again. And
when you say lumipad yung kamay, he hit you?
Yes.
Okay.
Lumipad yung kamay niya.
Slapped you?
Yeah, it was the side of my face. Talagang malaki.
Attorney Ambrosio, what does experience tell us? The first time a man hits a woman, does that already mean that there is a tendency for it to continue, to be done continuously?
Parang trend yan, partner, no?
Actually, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Tama po yun. Unang beses kang sinapak ng lalaki, there's no reason to believe na hindi niya gagawin
So,
ulit.
is it the rule of thumb that the first time you're hit, pack your things, and
Well, eto nga, kaya nga po
Yeah.
guys, nire-recognize natin yung battered
Yes.
woman syndrome,
Yes.
diba? Nire-recognize natin na marami sa mga kababaihan natin na umaasa na, na magbabago pa rin. Iba nga, hindi pa lang kasal, boyfriend, girlfriend pa lang, nagbubugbuga na, tapos papakasalan pa rin kasi daw po magbabago din yan. But they never change. It only gets worse. It escalates.
Ako have a question, Attorney
Yes.
Ambrosio, no? Ano ba itong yung phenomenon na binubog na yung asawa and then biglang lalambingin yung girl and then papatawarin, papabalikin naman, and then it goes on and then the girl refuses to report.
Yes.
Ano pang reasons kaya ba't ganun?
Kaya nga po yung tinatawag na yung psychologist natin, psychiatrist, no, ni-recognize na yun po yung battered woman syndrome. It's a cycle of violence. Sasaktan, tapos ligawan, tapos magiging honeymoon na naman sila, tapos mag-build up na naman yung violence, paulit-ulit. So at some point, it's the woman who has to call a stop.
And do you think it was what happened to you?
In my case, there's part of that that's true. Pero kasi, ang parents ko kasi, sabihin na lang namin officers sila ng simbahan. So,
Your parents, his
pastor.
parents and your parents.
So, definitely, there would be, kahit hindi ako nagsasabi sa kanila na kung ano nangyayari, alam ko na yung magiging takbo nito. Pag nagsumbong ako, syempre, pagbabatiin lang nila kami. As a matter of fact, nung sinasabi ko na sa kanila yung nangyayari, eventually, after that 3 years, I found it necessary na to tell them. Nung sinabi ko sa kanila, hindi sila naniniwala. Nung una.
But did you show them the physical?
No, they
the
weren't
physical,
here kasi. They were in another place. They were far away from Manila. So, wala akong pero meron akong marks noon to show if they were there at the time. It was a long distance call.
Okay.
So, I had to tell them kung ano nangyayari.
And then walang
The thing was, the tendency nun, isipin nila, ang inisip nila, sigurado ka ba dyan sa sinasabi mo, Myra? Kasi wala naman daw.
Oh, yun.
Yeah.
Attorney Ambrosio, yung sinabi niya na walang pagsasabihan yung victim ng yung spousal abuse, is there any help that they can get? Let's say, ano bang reporting, can they report it to someone, or is there a possibility that they can go to the police or the barangay?
Yes. Opo. Party po yan. No? Kasi sa magiging problema natin, walang ebidensya. Matagal na nangyari ang abuse, pero bakit hindi nagre-report? Kung po talaga handa pang maghanda o mag-file ng criminal case, pero gusto nilang tumigil lang yung pang-abuso na nangyayari.
What can they do?
They can file, may dalawang klase pong protection order. Pwede pong mag-barangay protection order. So, punta ka lang sa barangay, babaeng inaabuso, mag-report ka doon, sabihin mo, ito yung ginagawa. Mag-i-issue dapat yung barangay.
Is there a fee for that? Or is it free?
Wala po dapat. Libre po yan. Pero ang sistema po naman, 15 days lang, 15 days lang, ang effectivity, and it's only effective within the barangay. So, pag lumabas ka, medyo tagilid ka, medyo delikado.
When you say protection order, hindi pwedeng lumapit ang asawa?
Yes.
Pwedeng matalsikin sa bahay?
Hindi siya pwedeng lumapit.
Temporary protection order.
And then,
barangay. We're talking about the barangay protection order.
Attorney Ambrosio, yung mag-reinforce nun is the barangay tanod.
Pwede po.
Tanod, o barangay police officers.
So you don't have to go to court for that. You
No,
just
you don't
have to
go
at
to
least
court.
at that level.
Yes.
You just go to the
Barangay.
at that stage.
Walang bayad.
Go to the
Libre
barangay.
yun, libre.
Walang bayad, and ano tawag, summary yan. You just go to the barangay and the barangay can issue right
Actually,
away.
partner, I attend barangay conciliation already.
Yes.
Sa mga ibang kaso, no? Pag papasok ko doon, meron doon laging women in children's desk
Yes.
doon sa barangay na ang mga nagtatao, puro babaeng kagawad, lady counselors ng barangay. Tatlo sila usually.
Yeah.
So they're very sensitive also to gender issues.
Because that should be the case. I had one case presented to us, in a study. where the woman was battered by her husband. And then, so ang ginawa niya, hinati niya yung kanilang bahay, nilagyan niya ng plywood sa gitna, hiwalay na tayo.
North Vietnam, South Vietnam.
By
Demarcation
name ako rito sa bahay na to, kaya hahatiin natin, hinati niya sa gitna
Hindi
yung
kaya,
bahay.
ganun ang dapat ginawa ni Miss
Oo,
M.
Kaya nangyari ngayon. So they were called to the barangay, no? And this barangay councilor who proudly told us about the way he did the conciliation, said that, I talked to the woman and told her, he's your husband, you should follow him. And then later on, she was able to convince the woman. And so,
Bawal po yun. RA9262, bawal yun. Pwede pong madimanda po yung mga barangay at yung mga police. Oo, na kukumbinsin yung babae. Yes, bawal.
Palagay ko, at that time,
It was an early stage pa. Early stage.
But I think
Wala
it
pong
was,
training.
but I think the point there was that kailangan babae para naiintindihan niya yung feeling.
Right. I'd just like to hear from Miss M, no? Kasi when you were telling us about abuse earlier, no? Is this physical abuse? And could you be more graphic and descriptive as to what was actually done to you?
Physical, majority, pero meron ding emotional.
Okay.
Na psychological.
Paano nangyayari yung
Sasabihin niya na
emotional?
wala
Verbal,
kang
verbal,
kwenta,
verbal,
wala kang
verbal.
kwenta, anong klaseng asawa ka, gano'n, mga gano'n. Pero yung for me kasi, sticks and stones, yung salita kasi ang mas sa akin mas binabaliwala ako. Pagdating naman dun sa bugbog, yun, kamay, kung ano mapulot, ihahampas sa akin.
That's on your head?
Kasi marunong akong, yung pa yung nakakatawa sa akin, kaya siguro wala naniniwala at that time. I know how to do self-defense. Nagtuturo pa nga ako nun eh. Tsaka I have a very strong personality. So parang hindi sila nakaka-imagine na I would take it. Pero ang ginagawa ko, yung defensive stance na yung dalawang braso
nasa
harap ng mukha ko. Tapos ang nagte-take ng blows is shoulders tsaka arms. So ang gagawin ko, pag kinabukasan, may mga pasa ako dyan, naglo-long sleeve ako.
Ay, pa pumapasok kayo?
Kasi teacher ako nun eh.
Pero were these injuries substantial enough to be permanent? Or yung matagal na mahilo?
Merong isa na maaaring tawagin yun ng semi-permanent kasi yung buto dun sa may pako, may ano na siya, may parang meron na siyang incline na sa bibig. Inapakan niya while I was lying down. So,
nag-break yung
nagkaroon ng may fissure. Hindi naman siya super break kasi kaya ko pa maglakad. Pero nagmukhang braso ni Papa yung ng tight, yung leg ko noon.
Tinapakan?
Oo. Talagang ganun talaga kalakas. Tapos, talaga ang laki niya. Lumaki siya to double the size of what a normal leg would look like. Tapos itim na itim siya. And then, tumagal yun sa akin for around 1.5 years to 2 years na may marka talaga yung pako. Even my friends saw it, some of my relatives saw it, even after naghiwalay na kami. Kasi nga, mga half a year after that, hiwalay na kami. So, it really stayed with me for that length of time. So, until this day,
tinapakan yung paa mo ng ganyan, tapos magkasama pa rin kayo? You allowed him
half year pa partner? Half year pa?
Yes, you allowed him to lie.
I have a question. I have also a question.
Lumayo ako noon. I stayed na po sa school kasi bumalik ako sa college noon.
Sa UP?
Oo, tapos nag-dorm na ako noon para lang hindi na maulit.
Pero you said you had children? Paano yung anak niyo? Nakikita ba lahat to? Or?
Naiwan sa kanya kasi the house is mine. Hindi ko na kailangan lagyan ng plywood.
So you drove him away?
No, I left the house. Kasi hindi ko pa alam kung paano sasabihin sa magulang ko ito. Kasi nga alam ko na yung magiging initial reaction. He's been a very good, to their mind, he's been a very good na son-in-law, so parang wala talaga akong maiharap sa kanila na proof unless ipakita ko yun and they weren't there.
Your children saw that happening?
Yeah, that's another thing. I would always tell them I fell down the stairs or I hit my...
Pero nung nag-aaway kayo, hindi na marinig yun sa bahay?
There's one room there na sinasara niya and I try for the sake of the kids and madalas pag wala sila nasa school kami nag-aaway. or tulog na sila, ganun. There was even a time, babatuhin niya ako ng TV, pero nasa baba kami, tulog na lahat ng bata, kaya malakas ang loob niya. Yun nga lang,
Tumama yung TV?
Hindi, ang sabi ko, baba mo yung TV niyan sa mga bata yan, pag nalaman nilang ikaw sumira, sasabihin ko yun, lagot ka sa kanila. So, binaba niya yung TV, pinulit niya yung bagong printer namin. Yun ang ibabato sa akin, nakasaksak pa. So, pagbato niya ganun, plok. Wala lang, hindi tamaan. I took the chance to actually just go upstairs.
What was the reason? What would be the cause of those quarrels?
It can be anything. Yung gusto niyang batuhin ng TV. Actually, before that, ang kinuha nga niya, Nara na upuan eh. And then I had to remind him that's a wedding gift.
Yeah.
Para lang ibaba niya.
To appeal to his conscience.
Oo, yun.
You just tell him, you can throw that, it's just too heavy to be thrown.
Hindi po, ihahampas talaga sa akin.
Well, anyway, sorry.
So, eventually, ang napansin ko, if it's anything, kahit pa pera lang, at that time, yung pinag-aawayan namin is, yung tuition ko kasi, gusto niyang hiramin para sa pambayad daw ng electric. Ngayon, yung tuition ko na yun is partly my own money, tsaka
for your school.
Tsaka galing sa magulang ko. So, ang pinipilit, nagtataka naman ako kasi may business kami noon, nasa na yung pambayad ng electric. Yun, sinisingil ko siya. So, the more I kept asking him where it is, the more he got angrier.
So, for him, to him, you were a nagger.
Well, no, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
Tanong ko lang. Yun nga yun eh.
Partner.
Hindi.
Panglalaki yun,
Hindi.
pangbabae.
Hindi nga, okay lang sa akin na sabihin nagger ako kasi nanay ko nagger. So, I know the difference.
Yes.
Tatanungin mo lang sa kanya na, so, nasan yung yung pambayad?
Was he drunk?
No, he wasn't.
Was he on...
I
substance
have no
abuse,
idea. I really have no idea, but a lot of our finances were disappearing. Yun na lang. Kasi meron kaming negosyo noon and he never gave me reports na and all of that. So, sabi ko, I'm sorry, hindi ko pwede yung tuition ko, babayad ko to, papasok ako. Ano
Sabay ganun.
Sabay pumulot na ng upuan.
Okay.
Yun. So,
Attorney Ambrosio, yung kinikwento ni Miss M na there were actual physical injuries suffered. For evidentiary purposes, will it be a good idea to have a medical certificate?
Yun ang tatanong ko sa kanya.
Or
yung
report it at least sa blatter? Para at least alam ng may record?
Yun ang tatanong ko sa kanya. Sabi niya, 2 years yung kanyang yung tinapakan sa leg. Pina-medical mo?
hindi po.
Yun, isa yan sa problema natin palagi.
For evidence, no evidence.
Pero that's mostly for criminal kasi you need that eh. Pero for
sa RA9262
protection order lang, under RA9262, pwede siguro pictures.
Pero if you
iba,
want to,
in worst case talaga narration na lang.
If you want to really convict the spousal abuser of physical violence under RA9262, do you need a medical certificate and a police report for that?
It would help. It would definitely help.
But not needed.
Under our laws, under our jurisprudence, corroborative lang yan, mga medical certificates.
Because you can present, I suppose, you can
Kasi
present a
meron din akong
witness.
witnesses eh.
Yes, you can present a witness who can say that we saw her and...
Paano kung, let's say, the act was done in private, let's say, sinabi niya, nasa kwarto na sila,
and
binabog siya.
that's her, I think that's her credibility.
Yes, exactly.
Pero may witnesses ako that would see me coming out of the room
Yung
after
mga
talking to
need,
him.
yun.
Oo. Yung nga ng mga anak ko, kasama ko pa rin hanggang ngayon. She can actually be a witness. Kasi bababa ako ng hagdanan, umiika-ika ako eh.
Attorney Ambrosio, can the children who witnessed that spousal abuse, can they testify against the mother?
Under laws, pwede naman. Pero yung nasa family...
Can they be compelled?
A family lawyer, I would not advise that you use children as witness for or against a parent.
Yung
Ang ginagawa na lang, Tiki, may social worker na pupunta sa bahay. Yung social worker ang maggagawa ng social case study. Tapos maggagawa yan ng report. And
that's from DZRJ-AM.
May court social worker. Every court has that. May OCC, di ba? Office of the Clerk of Court. May mga social workers sila. Minsan, ibang courts talaga may assign sila. Family courts. So, yun ang nagiging proseso. Yung court social worker, ang pupunta po sa bahay, i-interview yung mga bata, gagawa ng report. Now, the judge, lalo na kung on the ball yung judge, minsan pinapatawag niya yung bata. Tapos sa kwarto, one-on-one sila ng bata, tatanungin niya.
In private.
In private. But Actually, putting the child on the witness stand, it's not a
Yeah,
good
but
idea.
What is the value of that?
Even adult children.
Yeah. What is the value of a social worker's report? And what is the value of of a judge talking to a child? Can that be used for or against a parent?
Yes, sir. Actually, yun ang nagiging basis po nung a lot of judges eh. At least part of the basis of a decision or a resolution. Kasi you have to remember, a social worker is supposed to be neutral party, di ba?
They're asking for a break.
Okay, so we'll be back. Don't switch the channel and we'll be right back.